All right, greetings and welcome to the Pick a Card for the week of Sunday, October 27th through Saturday, November 1st. Sunday, October 27th through Saturday, November 1st. We are deep into Scorpio season. Well, not that deep. We just begun. The sun is now in the sign of Scorpio, and we have a new moon on October 27th in the sign of Scorpio. And Scorpio represents the unseen world, everything that's hidden and unseen. So this week we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of that you can't see. As you know, you will select from card group number 1, card group number 2, or card group number 3. Comment by October 28th, Monday, October 28th, to be in the running to win our October giveaway. All right, come back later for the results. All right, y'all, so the results are in for our pick a card for the week of October 27th through November 1st. Again, I included the introduction on this reveal video. That little 1-minute snippet that you just saw is usually only on my Instagram and Facebook pages. So I encourage you to follow me over there. The links to those pages are down below. Because on my pages, those who follow me there get a sneak peek at the cards and get a chance to choose before the results are posted on YouTube. And so if you want that opportunity, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at the Tonya Poole or on Facebook at Tonya Poole Enterprises. All right, so this week, y'all, is so super powerful. The sun is in the sign of Scorpio, and we have a new moon at the top of this week, Sunday, the 27th, also in the sign of Scorpio, which represents the hidden, the unseen world, all of our secrets, all of our darkest hidden places, and all of the unseen world. And so that is what this reading is all about. So if you would like to skip ahead, if you selected card group number 1, card group number 2, or card group number 3, then I encourage you to go ahead and skip ahead using the timestamp down below. However, I do have an opening intuitive message, which, is always beneficial to help you to have a better understanding, a better insight of the results that you receive. And so I highly encourage you to stay tuned to to this opening message that I'm about to give. If you want to go ahead and skip ahead, just make sure that you come back and listen to this message, because it will help you to have a deeper understanding of your results. All right. All right. So Scorpio season. Oh my gosh, y'all. This time of year and Scorpio season actually happens to be one of my favorites, even though as an astrologer, I try not to be all like, oh, I love this sign, I hate that sign, I love this, what I mean? Because what I always say, that we all carry all 12 signs of the zodiac within us. And I am actually a sun sign, Virgo, but I love Scorpio season because this time of year and the energy of Scorpio is very powerful. And very soon I will actually have up my video, Everybody's a Scorpio, including you, because it's so important that we understand that we do carry all 12 of these energies within us, whatever we call them. It's all about the energy that each sign represents and how they show up in our lives. And so the energy of Scorpio is an energy that is very intense. It is very intense. And when, just like all the other signs of the zodiac, it has its higher energy and its lower energy. It has a higher vibration and a lower vibration. It has a more beneficial energy and a less beneficial energy, right? And sometimes we categorize people, and we categorize even the signs based on our experience with them, or based on like their lower energy, right? So for example, if you met somebody who was an Aries, for example, and you didn't like them, you're like, oh, I don't like no Aries, or you met a Libra and you had a situation with them, and it's like, oh yeah, those Libras, they act this way. And Scorpio in a lot of ways kind of reminds me of Leo, in that sometimes the Scorpio energy, like Leos or that Leo energy is sometimes known for, gets a reputation for is how it appears on its lower end. Those of you who know astrology, or those of you who know Leos, may know what I'm talking about. And so Scorpio kind of is like that, is that, Scorpio a lot of times is known for its darker qualities, such as, vengeful or manipulative, very secretive, or you just never really know what's going on, let's just say, with a Scorpio person, or what they might do, right? But again, I will have this video up very soon. Everybody's a Scorpio, including you. Scorpio is somewhere in your chart, so that energy appears somewhere in your life. So even though that's the lower end of Scorpio energy, its higher energy really does deal with our deepest, I don't want to say deepest, darkest, but our intimate selves, the parts of us that, is not really seen until a person really gets to know us. It's our, how we are on a very intimate level. It is, Scorpio is one of the signs that represents how we are sexually, or our sexual side. Because again, sexual energy typically, not always, but typically is something that is either done at night or done in the dark, or even just the act itself being something that, you're most likely completely naked, and that's not a part of you that everybody typically gets to see, depending on who you are, right? So, Scorpio represents our sexual nature, no matter what sign you are, but it also represents our most intimate side, the parts of us that nobody gets to see until they really get to know us. It represents our deepest, innermost feelings, our deeper, innermost desires, our deeper, innermost wishes, and things that we would like to change and transform in our lives. And so that's why Scorpio is the sign, one of its attributes or keywords, as you'll hear people say, is that it is the sign of transformation. And how do you transform something? You go deep within yourself, or you go deep within. You can't change anything that you're unwilling to go deep with, basically, is what I'm saying. You can't make any changes in your life, even if it's not, deep, secretive, or, anything like that. Any type of change that you would like to see in your life, in your world, in your community even, has to happen from the inside out. It can't be done on the surface. Scorpio is not a surface sign. It is not a superficial sign. It is a sign that requires all of us to go deep within and face the cute, happy truths and the ugly truths, and then ask ourselves, what do we need to change and transform? So that's why Scorpio also is the sign that is most closely associated even with death, because in death there's this idea of transformation. It's this idea of you leaving this life and moving on to the next. You know what I mean? It's this this idea of endings so that something new can begin, because we know that in life there really is never any true ending. There's never any true death. There's only evolution. There's only growth. There's only change. There's only moving to the next level. And so, so you can look at Scorpio as literal death, or you can look at it even as, the ending of a cycle, the ending of how things were, and elevating to the next level. And the only way to elevate is to go deep within. You can't elevate being superficial. You can't elevate being afraid to look at yourself. You can't elevate without knowing, even what you really truly want to elevate and transform in your life, So Scorpio also, as I stated a minute ago, represents our deepest wishes and our deepest innermost desires, some of the things we may not even share with other people, but it represents those deepest desires that we hope to manifest, that we hope to bring forth into the manifested world. So and so in order to do that, you have to go deep within yourself to know what you truly want. For example, you may have something going on in your life that you really don't want to do. Let's just say it's a job, right? Just for example's sake. It's a job that you're working, that you really don't want to work. But, when somebody asks you, well, what do you want to do with your life? And you're like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with my life. Well, Scorpio season and the Scorpio energy itself requires that you go deep within yourself to know what you truly want in order to then manifest and create what you want, because Scorpio is the sign of transformation. It is the sign of alchemy. It is the sign of change, and moving something from a lower level to a higher level. But you got to go into the lower level in order to then pull it up to the higher level. And so I will actually go more into that in my video, Everybody's a Scorpio, including you, because everybody has Scorpio somewhere in your chart. You may be a sun sign Aquarius, you might be a sun sign Capricorn, you might be, a Leo, Virgo, whatever, but somewhere in your chart is the sign of Scorpio. And you might have other planets there too. You might have like the moon there, or, Venus or Mercury or something like that. So I will actually go into that. Stay tuned to my channel, because hopefully this week coming I will post that video, and so you want to make sure that you stay tuned to that. But this week, why do I keep saying September or thinking September? October 27th, we are experiencing a new moon in the sign of Scorpio. Now, new moons, yes, typically deal with new manifestations, new things, and new things that we want to bring about. But Scorpio actually deals with going deep within and bringing endings. So how do we reconcile this whole, bringing endings to one thing, but this new moon also in Scorpio is saying, hey, but what do you want to manifest, And so that is what this pick a card is all about. Sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, you can't intentionally manifest what you want when you can't see what you want. Meaning, if you can't see it in your inner eye, in your inner vision, in your imagination, how can you really intentionally pull it forth into manifestation? If you are saying that you want a certain thing to happen in your life, but then you can't see what is blocking that thing from flowing into your life or from you receiving that thing, then that's also an issue. So Scorpio season encourages us all to delve into the unseen realm, to see what we can't see, to see what our eyes can't see. It could be something as simple as delving deep to see, your own innermost emotions and desires, or seeing, maybe something that is working against you or trying to block you from obtaining your greater desires that that you want. Either way, Scorpio season helps us to see what we ordinarily cannot see. And so that is what this pick a card is all about. What do you most need to know, do, and be aware of in order to see what you ordinarily can't see, so that you can maximize the energy of the season. And the best form of this season, in my opinion, what makes Scorpio season so powerful is the ability that it gives us to manifest. Scorpio energy is very magical. I mean, it's no mistaken why even Halloween, whether you celebrate Halloween or not, or even All Saints Day, or a lot of cultures even have, this is the time where they celebrate their ancestors. And even in some cultures will dig up the bones of their ancestors and clean them off and, show them love and then rebury their ancestors. There's no mistaking why that happens during this time of the year. So this is the time of year to go into your own either ancestral line or your own skeletons in your own closet, however, that works, whatever you need to do so that you can see what you ordinarily could not see, so that you can create the changes, the transformations, the manifestations, and things that you want in your life. All right. So that is it for my opening message for this week's Pick a Card. A couple of quick announcements. I want to remind you to go to click the link in my bio to book a personal reading. And to get my book, The Magic of Self-Love. And you can also leave a love offering, also known as a donation there, if these readings are benefiting you in any kind of way. Also, make sure you comment your card selections by Monday, October 28th, in order to be in the running to win our October giveaway. This is the last week to get your name in the hat to win the October giveaway. And every week that you comment, that meant that was an additional time that your name got put in the hat. So some of you actually have your name already in there, 2-3 times, So each week that you comment, it increases your chances of winning. And I think that's it. I really think that's it. Wow. Okay. So those of you who selected card group number 1, your reading is up next. All right, those of you who selected card group number 1, this is your reading, your results. I will quickly go over the announcements for those of you who maybe skipped ahead and used the timestamp to skip ahead and miss the announcements. I want to remind you to go back and listen to my opening message, because I talk about us being in Scorpio season, as well as us having this new moon in the sign of Scorpio. And Scorpio is the sign of death, transformation, going deep within. It goes into the hidden realms. And so that is what this reading is focused on this week. The parts of you and the parts of your life that you can't see, that you need to be able to see in order to move forward. So to have a deeper understanding of what your results are, I highly encourage you to go back and listen to my opening intuitive message. Also, make sure you click the link below and book a personal reading. I have a few slots still available. And from there, you can also leave a donation if these readings benefit you in any kind of way. Also, comment your card selection by Monday, October 28th, if you want to be in the running to win our October giveaway. This is the last week to get your name in the hat for our October giveaway. All right. So, the stone that you have at the top of your card group is a jet, J-E-T, jet stone, very black. And I want to say it's not even really a stone. I think they say it's fossilized wood, which is very interesting. I've had this stone for a while and I never really knew that. But jet is one of those stones, air quotes, that helps to eliminate irrational fears. And it does that because it also helps to remove any negative, or I should say unbeneficial, unfavorable energies from you and around you. And so it does help to clear the atmosphere, if you will, clear your personal space of any energy that is negative, anything that tries to pull you down, or tries to keep you in a low state or in a depressive state, or it gives you back your power. Jet gives you back your power, puts you back in the power seat, it puts you back in control of your life instead of, your fears being in control, or, any other energy that doesn't have your highest good being in the driver's seat. You know what I mean? So it moves those things out of the way. And so, what I always say, if you want to know more about jets, make sure you do what? Google jet. All right. So this week, October 27th through November 1st, we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of this week. What what is unseen that you need to see, because we are in Scorpio season. The sun is in Scorpio, and then we have a new moon in the sign of Scorpio as well. And Scorpio deals with the unseen, what you can't see, whether that be good or bad, your private, intimate self, as well as just, other people, things that you need to see and be aware of. And so this top card here comes from a goddess energy deck. Some of the goddesses I'm familiar with, some I am still learning about. So I will share my own message that I feel, whatever this goddess is, when I flip the card over, but I will also read the information that came with this card, okay? So, and I always say all of this same stuff because I never know who's watching, and I want y'all to know the process so that y'all are aware of what's going on, all right? So, Sarasvati. Sarasvati. She's a Hindu goddess, actually. And as you see, the card says mastery. And I meant to say this before, because I normally say this at the opening of all of my videos, that we are collaborators in these readings. So I hope that you don't think that I'm just here to tell you something about yourself that you don't know. Anything that I share in these readings, you already know on a deeper level. And so we are collaborating in these readings. And so just take a moment to take this card in and just feel this particular goddess. She deals with mastery. And remember, we're looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of this week as it relates to what you can't see. Bringing the unseen into the seen so that you can know what to do and be aware of and how to move forward during this Scorpio season. So the empowerment message that Sarasvati has for you is mastery is a genuine sense of effortless knowledge after a period of dedicated immersion. The Hindu goddess Sarasvati asks you to enter her domain of art, language, knowledge, music, and poetry, and make this commitment to go the distance. Immerse yourself, body, mind, and spirit, in discovering all aspects of what is at hand. Learn and then learn more. Right now, if you adopt the role of apprentice and are willing to devote your heart and mind to something, you will become a true master. Deep wisdom knows only continuous learning. No matter what question you've come to explore, the goddess Sarasvati reminds you that the pursuit of mastery is never ending, so enjoy every minute of it. Wow. And so because we are in Scorpio season, both, the sun is in Scorpio, and we have a new moon in the sign of Scorpio this week. And Scorpio deals with the hidden world, the dark, the unseen. And when I say dark, I don't mean bad or evil. I just mean what you can't see. And so some of you this week, this would be a great time for you to go deeper into what it is that you claim that you know. For example, I'm reading tarot. This will be, if I selected card group number 1, this will be a great time for me to spend this week going deeper into my understanding and my knowledge of this work, right? Whether you are, because this was a goddess of culture and the arts, and so that's why the empowerment message did speak about art and music. But whatever your craft is, whatever your skills are, this will be a great week for you to go deeper. Don't think that you know everything. Go deeper. Learn what you thought you already knew. Spend some time with perhaps a mentor or somebody who has already mastered your craft, and take time to learn from them. A lot of times we want to be seen. We want to be on a platform. We want people to know what we do, and we want to shout it from the mountaintops that this is what I do and this is what I'm so good at. And you probably are. You know what I mean? This goddess doesn't appear if you aren't already somewhat of a master in your own right. But with us being in Scorpio season, Scorpio is saying that, Scorpio is the part of you that people can't see, right? So for example, if I go back to these card readings, right? Y'all see me on Sunday or whatever day you're watching this video, and you're like, oh, she did a pick card reading. But you didn't see everything that went into the making of this video. You know, you didn't see even my own private time just studying the cards and getting my own sense and feeling of what they're saying. You know, all you see is what I post, right? And so Scorpio is not about what you post. Scorpio energy is about what can't be seen. And so this is a time for you to go into the parts of your craft that can't be seen. Start practicing more, start researching more, start studying more, start spending time with your guru or your master, you know what I mean? Or your teachers who can help you to go deeper. It's like the saying, you know, the higher or the taller a building will be, the deeper the foundation, the deeper they have to dig to lay the foundation. And so this is the time to dig deep if you want to go high. You know, it's the time to go as deep as you can into your skill set, into your craft, into whatever it is that you want to know if you want to get higher. Some of you maybe even want to just do something as simple as expand your social media platform, right? And so you're thinking it's all about, let me post more, let me post. And it's like, no, why don't you take a class on Instagram? Why don't you take a course on Facebook and learn, you know, how to create, you know, maybe the social media platform that you want in a faster, better way. And that will require, you know, that you take some time to learn how to do it rather than just, you know, trying to just do, you know what I mean? So, you know, don't be afraid to go back to the basics. Don't be afraid to go back and to delve deep into the study of what you claim you already know, you know, that's how you get better. All right. So her alignment message, and the alignment message is for if you find yourself out of alignment. This is what she has, the wisdom that she has for you this week. It says, are you someone who begins things with great enthusiasm, but when you realize the scope of the situation, you move on to something else? Could it be you're dealing with someone like this? Ambivalence is something to be careful of at this time, as you recognize you need more knowledge and energy than what you have to move forward competently. The goddess Sarasvati reminds you that there are no shortcuts on this journey, and partial knowledge does not make you a master. Wow. In fact, your alignment task is to stop working in a scattered way. It's time for some deep diving into the subject of your inquiry to really get a command of the terrain. Offer the commitment of your time and energy, and you will feel the surge of power as you move into a more masterful role in all areas of your life. Stick with it, keep learning, and keep practicing your craft, your heart commitment, your meditation, and your self-expression. Stay present to all, and you will be glad you did. Wow. Wow, I didn't even read that, you know. I mean, that was my first time reading that alignment message. But, you know, it ties in with what I was just saying. Like, you know, we live in this world, in a world that, you know, it's so easy to make a name for yourself with very limited knowledge, with, you know, just with not really being a master at your craft, but that does not guarantee longevity. The thing about Scorpio energy, and this is why it's so important that, you know, no matter what sign you are, you got to know that Scorpio is in your chart, and in that, you know, while we're in Scorpio season, it has lessons for you, because Scorpio energy is anything but superficial. It's anything but, you know, quick. You know what I mean? Scorpio energy is all about going deep. You know, and because it understands that the deeper you go, the longer you'll go. You know, the deeper you go, the more longevity you'll have. And so if you are somebody who's just kind of been playing around with something, or maybe not necessarily playing around with it, but you just think that you already know that there is to know in that area of your life. This is the time to really go deeper. And even those of you who maybe a relationship is something that you're thinking about right now, and you think, oh, you know, because you've been married to this person for a while, you've been dating them for a while, and you think, oh, I already know this person. Maybe this is a week for you to delve deeper and really, you know, do something new with this person that helps you to get a deeper understanding of who they are and a deeper understanding of your relationship. Because not, people grow, people elevate, people evolve. And so you can get comfortable and complacent thinking that you already know this person. And that's what causes death. Scorpio is the death, is does represent also death. So that could cause death in a relationship. You know what I mean? Because it's not that you don't love the person, you just stop getting to know them, right? So this is the time to delve deep into, even matters of the heart, to delve deep and to reacquaint yourself, and don't assume that you already know, but really get to know this person or this job or your craft or whatever on a deeper level. All right. So if you want to know more about this goddess, because all of the goddesses have their own mythology and their own stories, make sure that you Google Sarasvati. All right. So your cards here. The bottom card represents your general energy, your general what you need to know, and the card that crosses it helps you to know what can help that or what could be hindering that. All right. So, wow, I knew this card was going to come up for somebody. Wow. The Death card, which is the Scorpio card. And now, I don't want y'all to get afraid. Just calm down for those of y'all who maybe y'all don't know much about tarot. Just calm down. Just calm down. But, so the Death card and the 9 of Pentacles. The Death card, wow, gosh, this is a powerful reading. And it's crossed by the 9 of Pentacles. All right, so, remember, this week we're looking at what you can't see, what is unseen, how to see the unseen. What is it that you need to see that you can't see, right? Whenever the Death card appears, I know that yes, as indicated, something is ending, but death always represents new life. And I love the Death card in this particular deck because they use the ancestral energy. In traditional culture, the ancestors usually have their faces with these veils over them. And it's the sense that there is no real death, that there's always life after death, and then there's rebirth, right? There's, energy is neither created nor destroyed, right? It is always just transforming, and transformation is the word of Scorpio season. It's all about transformation. It's all about transforming yourself. It's all about going into the deepest, darkest, most hidden parts of yourself to pull out something new, to transform, to elevate. And so the Death card, especially with it being crossed by the 9 of Pentacles, it's like it's a time for you to re-identify what brings you joy. Perhaps the things that used to bring you joy, perhaps the things that even used to bring you money, because the Pentacles here on this 9 of Pentacles, Pentacles typically can also represent money or financial resources or whatever. Perhaps the things that are, perhaps even the way that you have brought money into your life or brought comfort and luxury into your life is changing. Perhaps the way you've always done it is changing, it's evolving. Or it's time to change and evolve. And with us opening, even with Sarasvati, it may even, some of you may be, and always, just whatever applies to you, take it. But with Sarasvati representing art and culture and history and, the arts and your own personal craft, some of you have talents that you are not utilizing. And so this is saying, what you don't use, you'll lose, right? So you may have a talent or a skill, and some of you know deep down inside that you should be using it as a way to add finances or bring abundance into your life, or maybe help others to bring abundance to their life, like, to bring joy, happiness, peace. Your skills are needed in this world, but what you don't use, you lose. What you don't apply goes away. And so this death card for some of you may be indicating that if you don't really tap into your gifts and your talents, you could lose them. You could lose them, or they could, I'm not someone to think that you totally lose everything, but you don't waste your gifts. Basically, don't waste your gifts. Don't waste your talents. Don't waste what God has given you or your ancestors have given you. This is the time to really, stop playing around with your craft. Stop playing around. No, I keep seeing somebody knitting. You know what I mean? I used to knit. Maybe I need to get back into it. I don't know. But I used to knit scarves and stuff like that. Just as, I sold a few, but it was kind of like a little side hobby. But some of you have real talents and real gifts and real deep down desires and passions that you are treating like hobbies. And so this is like saying, okay, so whatever you treat like a hobby, you know what I mean, is death to that. It's either time out for that and for you to treat it more seriously, or you could lose it because you're not using it, and some of you, it may even be things that were passed down to you from your ancestors, from your grandma, your grandpa, your mother, your father, certain talents and gifts and skills that you have. That some of you may be treating like, just that little thing that you do. You know what I mean? And they're telling you like, no, there's not just some little thing that you do. It's a source of wealth. It's a source of abundance. It's a source of, because the Nine of Pentacles also deals with luxury, for lack of a better term, but really with having put in the work and now enjoying the fruit of your labor, right? And so some of your talents, some of the skills that you learn, some of you could really turn it into a business, or some of you could really be profiting from it more than what you are. So it's time out for those, and only you know what they are, those deepest, most sincere desires of your heart that you've been afraid to step out into, or some sort of skill or some sort of ability that you have that you've been afraid to step fully into. The death card is saying it's time out for playing around with that. You've got to go all in. Now, I'm not telling nobody like to quit their job or nothing like that, but what I'm saying is take those things more seriously. Value them more. Value them more. The Nine of Pentacles deals with value. So value those things even on a greater level. It's time out for playing small. It's time out for putting your most sincere, those hidden talents that's sincere in your heart that you want to do, but you're afraid to tell people that you do, or you're afraid to really explore on a deeper level. Some of you just maybe need to take a class on it. Like, again, I'm not saying to quit your job, but some of you maybe need to take go to like your local community college, for example, and to take that class on, I don't know, knitting. You know what I'm saying? For example, you know what I mean? Like feed your gifts, feed your talents, because again, what you don't use, you will lose. What you don't what you don't nurture kind of dies and goes to waste. And so you don't want that for your life, right? Let's see what this wisdom card has. Wow. The wisdom card that you received is fates. And this does deal with powers, forces, God, the divine, however you define it, outside of yourself, that's playing, or actually that's inside of yourself. Let me be clear, that dwells within you, but is playing a role in your life. And so let's see the message that the fates have for you. The fates. Fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit, for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in the cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the serenity prayer. I'm going to also read the prosperity message. It says, your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You are being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation. Ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. Wow. So that's very interesting, seeing as how this death card comes up, because, there is an element, obviously, with death that seems so out of your control, out of our control, right? Even there's, sometimes there are things that we want to keep alive in our lives. And it could even be people. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it could be people. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of life. But, there are people that we want to keep in our lives. There are things we want to keep in our lives. There are things we want to hold on to that, like the fates are saying, that when it's time for that phase, for that cycle, for that person, for that relationship, for that whatever, to evolve through the cycle of death, to evolve through an ending, there is a part of that that feels uncontrollable. There's a part of that feels like, like we're so used to having power in our lives, and yet there's something about death. There's something about endings that just seems so out of control. But with it being crossed by the 9 of Pentacles, it's like, I'm also feeling that for a lot of you, this is also a time of celebration. Like, celebrate all of the good that has led up to this moment, and understand, like what the fates are saying, that you will indeed flourish. That even if something feels as though it's ending, or not just death or dying, I mean, if something feels out of your control, understand that it is really ultimately all working out for your ultimate highest good. So you have to keep your truest self, your most intimate self, still hold that part of you precious. Still know that, your deepest desires will manifest. They will come to be. But there may be some things that you have to let go of in the process. There may be some things that do have to come to an end. You can't go to the next level still holding on to what was, to the past, right? So you have to bless the past, and then surrender and then move forward to your own future, to the goodness that is indeed waiting for you. I do feel that this is a good reading. Again, I know sometimes when the death card comes up, some people get afraid, but this is so natural. I was expecting that card to appear because we're in Scorpio season. And so it really is letting you know that there is no such thing as death. And some of you, the death card may also represent just things that you have allowed to lie dormant and dead within you. And it's like, okay, it's time for those things to come to the surface. It's time for you to surrender, as the Fates card said, to surrender your need to control everything. Surrender your need to have your way. Surrender your need to because if you listen to my opening message, I said the lower energy of Scorpio in all of us is manipulation and control, right? And so some of you may be trying to control the outcome of everything, of your children's life, your husband's life, your wife's life, your career, just everything. And in order for you to flourish, there's a part of you that's going to have to allow your need for control to die, so that you can actually move forward and flourish. Because you can't, this week is all about what you can't see, what you need to know about what you can't see. And you've never been on the level that is awaiting you. You've never been. Some of you have never been on your mastery level. Some of you have never been on the level that the Fates are talking about. You know what I mean? You've never been there. So the only way to get there is you got to be willing to let go your need to be in control, because you don't know. You can't see where you're going. You can't see the goodness that is awaiting you for trying to hold on so tightly to everything that you already know. All right. So I would encourage you all this week to allow yourself to surrender to someone who knows more than you, who's more of a master in whatever, than you, and to release your need to hold on so tightly and to be in control of everything. Because if you keep holding on to everything you've already known, you'll never advance to your next level. All right. So in order to elevate, there has to be a dying of your need to be in total control. All right. So that is you all's reading for this week of October 27th through November 1st. I want to remind you to make sure that you comment your card selections by Monday, October 28th, if you want to be in the running to win our October giveaway, and to make sure you click the link below to book a personal reading and to leave a donation. And until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. All right, so welcome to the results for card group number 2. I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you were one of the ones who skipped ahead using the timestamp down below. So this week, October 27th through November 1st, we have the sun is in the sign of Scorpio, and we have a new moon on the 27th in the sign of Scorpio. So I went a little bit deep on that in my opening intuitive message. So make sure that you go back to the beginning of this video and listen to that opening intuitive message, because it will give you greater clarity and insight onto what I'm saying when I flip your cards over. Also, make sure you click the link below to book a personal reading, to get my book, The Magic of Self-Love, and to leave a love offering, also known as a donation, if this reading has benefited you in any kind of way. Also, oh yes, make sure that you comment your card selection by Monday, October 28th, I believe it is, if you want your name in the hat this week for to win our October giveaway. This is the last week to get your name in there to win our giveaway for the month. So make sure that you comment below if you want your name in the hat. All right. So anyway, y'all. Okay. So the stone that is on the top of your cards here is an obsidian. Obsidian, I love this stone. Obsidian is one of those stones that is almost always used for protection. Sometimes you'll see, or you might not see it if they keep it hidden. People will put this like outside their home, outside their front door or something, just to, repel any negative energy, or, cut down the confusion and the foolishness from coming into their house, whether that be from people or even from unseen energy, right? So obsidian is used in that way. It is one of those stones that helps to absorb any negative energy. I will say this from personal experience: if you are using this stone, if you're carrying it around, if you've never used it before, it can be kind of heavy to work with. I don't mean like it's not heavy to hold, but I mean like its energy can be, you can really, really feel it if you're not used to it. That's why a lot of times people just will place it around their home or put it somewhere in a room to absorb negative energy, because when you carry it on you, it might be great to use this with like a quartz crystal or something like that, because it is absorbing the negative energy, right? So if you're holding that on you, you might, and you don't know how to like transmute that energy off of you, then you can kind of feel that and be weighed down by it. So it is a stone that its energy is so powerful. If you're not used to working with it, you just want to kind of pace yourself with it. But if you want to know more, you know what I always tell y'all to do: Google obsidian. So with us being in Scorpio season, this new moon that we're experiencing on the 28th in the sign of Scorpio, and the sun is in the sign of Scorpio, which is a sign of the hidden, the unseen world, the hidden, the intimate parts of ourselves, anything that you can't see. And so this week we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of as it relates to what you can't see. What do you need to see that you can't see? right? And so the card that we have on top of here is from a goddess energy deck. And some of the goddesses I'm familiar with, some I am still learning about. So I will give my own information that I feel needs to be stated. And then I will also read the information that comes with the card. So, all right, y'all. Now, see, the goddess here, I knew very well. Then I get to y'all. And you know, if y'all been watching me any length of time, y'all know I do not like to mispronounce the goddesses' names. Because like all goddesses, women included, you know, we like folk to come correct. But I want to say her name is Hecate. Yeah, like I believe it's pronounced Hecate, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all, bear with me. Bear with me, y'all. This is a beautiful card, though. She represents the in-between, as you can see on the card. And it's very interesting that she has this third eye and crown chakra lit up, as well as the heart chakra lit up. So, you know, I always say that we are collaborating in these readings. So I'm really just holding this here so that you can take a moment to, you know, look at the card and get what you are feeling. But she represents the in-between. So like the physical and the spiritual. All right, so let me read what wisdom she has for you this week. The empowerment message says, you are standing in the liminal spaces between what was and what will be, who you have been, and who you are becoming. The Greek goddess of crossroads and the in-between, Hecate, welcomes you to her domain and reminds you that neither place is your home. You're being tasked to carefully choose the direction of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions. Now is not the time for hasty action or stubbornness, but a fierce self-inventory. Bless the past for what it has provided and release all attachments to the stories of what was. Now is the time to understand the responsibilities required of you as you move forward into a new version of yourself that is as yet unformed. Who do you want to become? What kind of life are you prepared to live, and how will you wisely yield your power to co-create a new world beneficial for others, not just yourself? You have the magic of Hecate pulsing through you and calling to you to answer. Say yes and step into the unknown to discover what is not yet manifest. As soon as you do, the goddess Hecate will bring her eternal torch to light your way. Wow, it's so interesting that she represents the crossroads. And with us being in Scorpio season, and Scorpio really being, Scorpio is the sign, yes, of death, but it's also the sign of transformation, of allowing things to come to an end so something new can come about. And whenever the crossroads appear in any tradition, it usually deals with making choices and making decisions. And so this week, some of you may have some choices to make, some decisions to make, and you have to be clear about what you are wanting. Scorpio season represents your deepest, most inner, unseen, secret, hidden desires, okay? So what is it that is lying deep within you that perhaps you've been at the crossroads of your life for some time, and it's time to make a decision, so that you can prepare yourself to move forward. Like this card said, now is not the time for hasty action or stubbornness, but a fierce self-inventory. And the thing about Scorpio season is that, we are all challenged to do that self-inventory. Scorpio season is all about going deep, going to the darkness, going to the parts of you even that you kind of been ignoring for a while or don't want to deal with, the parts of yourself that you don't want to face. But the only way to get out of the stuck place is to face the parts of you that maybe you have been ignoring for some time. And so this goddess is encouraging you to do that. Now, her alignment message, and this is the wisdom that she has for you, in case you find yourself out of alignment, is there are times when you find yourself stuck between worlds, unable to go back to the way things were and afraid to move forward without knowing what you're facing. This indecision can be crippling, but you can't stay forever in the in-between. The goddess Hecate offers you a sacred alignment task. Make a move. It doesn't matter if you stumble or fall. After all, you can always course correct. Bring love to the part of you that is afraid and that has lost faith. Remember, you are not alone, as the goddess Hecate will not abandon you in the dark, nor will you remain there for long. Consider as you move forward through life the sacred challenge of trusting the magic that makes this world and your part in it sing with meaning. Don't be afraid to step into the dark. Wow. The goddess Hecate will raise her torch and show you the way out. Wow. Again, Scorpio season. I don't care what sign you are. And very soon, if you missed my opening message, very soon I will post everybody's a Scorpio, including you, because Scorpio is in all of our charts. But Scorpio is the part of us that has to go into the dark, that has to go into the unseen, that has to, everything can't be love and light, right? All the time. Sorry, I take a sip of my water. Everything can't be love and light, but love and light is also found in going into the dark. Going into, everything that we see manifested already, that's already been created, is because somebody went into the darkness of their imagination, the darkness. And when I say darkness, I need, those of you who maybe aren't familiar, darkness, I don't mean it in a bad, scary, spooky, evil way. I mean the part that can't be seen. Everything that is seen is the product of something unseen. Everything that is manifested is the product of the imaginative world, your imagination. Before you write a book, before you build a house, before, you go to school, before everything that you've done, everything you've created, everything that you've manifested in your life at some point was in your imagination. It was some point a part of the dark and in the hidden world. But this goddess is saying, sometimes we keep things deep within us in the darkness of ourselves because we're afraid to bring it out. And so then we get stuck in the in-between, So on this highest energy, there is a time where we are in between, where we don't need to rush forward. We need to, deal with where we are. But at the same time, we can get stuck in that in-between space, wanting something but never manifesting it, desiring it but never going for it, wanting but never trying. Is that you? So this week you are encouraged, especially with us also having a new moon in the sign of Scorpio. New moons represent new beginnings. The only way to have a new beginning is to go within yourself and to be willing to bring your desires to the surface. Because again, on this lower energy, if you listen to my opening message, the lower energy of Scorpio can be manipulation, vindictiveness, anger, revenge, jealousy. And you don't want to be the type of person who sees somebody doing what you want to do, having what you want to have, because they had the courage to go for it. And all you did was sit there and dream about it and wish for it, but never, go for it and never even believe that you could have it. So are you going to be on the lower end and be stuck in the in-between, which only leads to jealousy, envy, anger, frustration? Or are you going to be on the higher end of Scorpio, which is pure manifestation? Scorpio season is the time for all of us to tap into our inner magic, our inner power, our inner divine energy to manifest big. You know what I mean? But that requires, in order to manifest big, you can't be scared. You can't be scared of the dark. This stone here, the obsidian. You can't be scared of the dark. You can't be scared of your innermost desires. You can't be afraid to face your fears. So are you going to be stuck in between just wanting big but never having it? Or are you going to have the courage to move forward? And to be honest with yourself about what you want, and to be at these crossroads, but then make a choice and make a decision. All right. So the cards that we have here, this bottom card represents your general energy and your general information you need to know. And the card that crosses it lets you know what can help or hinder the energy of that card. All right. So Wow. So you got the Six of Pentacles and it's crossed by the Fool. The Six of Pentacles and it's crossed by the Fool. Wow. All right. So the Six of Pentacles is a card of balance, of giving and receiving. It's the law of reciprocity. You could be the person on the top here, even, you know, she has the pentacle in her hand, she's giving, or you could be the person who is struggling and desolate or whatever and is in need of the gift. You know, and vice versa. You could, you know, or well, that is vice versa, but whatever. So anyway, but it's the cycle of giving and receiving. It's the cycle of sometimes we are the giver, sometimes we are the receiver. And understanding that there's a balance in that. You can't always be the one who's giving, and you can't always be the one who's receiving. And so this week, you are really encouraged to look at the ways that that is showing up in your life. I'm feeling like some of you really need to really make intentional choices about how you give of yourself and what you receive from others. With this goddess having appeared, and it's like I really keep seeing that crossroads. I really keep seeing, for some of you, the Six of Pentacles really might, because usually when I see the Six of Pentacles, y'all, I know I'm rambling, but I'm getting there. The Six of Pentacles, when I see it, it really is about reciprocity and giving. And it's usually about, you know, it could be abundance and whatnot. But I'm feeling like it's, for some of you, it's actually representing that crossroads, like being in this repetitive cycle that you can't get out of. So perhaps you are the one who is always like just waiting for something to happen, just waiting for somebody to give you something, just waiting for opportunities to come, and not really being the one who initiates that in your life. And so you stay in this in-between space. You stay in this stuck space. You stay in this cyclical space, instead of like what the energy of Scorpio wants from you, which is to really face yourself and hold on to your power and walk in it. Some of you maybe aren't walking in your power like you should. Some of you may be intimidated by your own power. And so it's keeping you in this position like this person that's down here. I mean, he could be like her. He could be living on top of the mountain. And this doesn't just relate like in financial matters. I know sometimes when we see the pentacles, we think about money and resources. But what I'm really feeling is that in life, some of you may be living below your purpose, below your personal standard. And it's time to raise your standard and to get out of the cycle of always needing someone else to do for you, somebody else to make things happen for you. Excuse me. Because what I'm feeling is that it's because you can be so much more than what you are. You know what I mean? But it takes making a decision to be so. It takes making a decision to get out of that stuck in between space. Because this card was crossed by the Fool. Now, sometimes some people see the Fool sometimes as a, like you would think the Fool, as a negative kind of card, like you being foolish. But the upside of the Fool is that the Fool takes chances. I like the Fool card because without the Fool, without, us playing, everybody plays a fool sometime, right? But without us playing the Fool, we would never take new chances. We would never take risk. We would never be open to new opportunities. We would always be, stuck. The Fool is anything but stuck. The Fool, he doesn't know what is beyond these mountains. He doesn't know where he's going. He's just got his little knapsack, his cane, and he's hoping for the best, but look, he's smiling. He's cool with it. He's like, all right, I don't know what lies ahead, but I'm willing to move forward. I'm willing to move ahead. So with this card crossing the Six of Pentacles, what I'm feeling for a lot of you who selected card group number 2 is that The only way for you to get out of this whatever cycle you found yourself in that is played out and you sick of it and you done with it and you ready to move forward, is to be like the fool and to just move forward. You're not going to have the answer to everything. You know, you're not going to have the 10-point plan and all the strategy and everything like that, as much as we would love to have guarantees in life. It's some things you just won't know until you step out on faith and do it. But with the Six of Pentacles, what I'm seeing is that what it will do is it will elevate you. It will put you in that prosperous place. It will put you in that abundant place. It will, being the fool and taking that chance and betting on yourself will put you in a higher elevated space. It may, whether that involves money or not, it will just at least get you off the hamster wheel. Some of you have been on the hamster wheel for far too long, and it's time to get off. It's time to elevate. It's time to go to the next level. And the only way to do that is to be like the fool and to take a risk and be okay, or just at least dip your toe in the water. Just take one step out. You don't have to just jump full into a big major risk, but just, take, what is it saying? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The fool, he's on foot. He's taking it one step at a time. So likewise, you should take it one step at a time, especially if you've been in a stuck place for far too long, and all you know is that repetitive cycle. All you know is what you've been through. All you know is what you've already had. Then all you can do is take one step into the direction that you actually want to go and experience in your life. And then after that, take another step. And then after that, take another step until you get more and more confident. But that's how you get out of that stuck and in between space. And that is how you even have the courage to remove, obsidian, saying, removing unbeneficial or negative energy. Anything that's been holding you back is nothing outside of you, is you that's been holding you back. You know what I mean? So you have to be like the fool, and you can't wait till you know everything. You got all the information to do it. You just have to do it, but just do it one step at a time until you feel comfortable, until you feel acclimated to your next level. Again, with us being in Scorpio season, Scorpio is about fear, right? But in its lower energy, it is about our fears, and those fears showing up as jealousy, envy, frustration, anger. But on the other side, it's about facing your fears, facing the darker sides of yourself, and having the courage to advance and to move forward. So some of you have to be like the fool and have the courage to move, to advance forward, even though you're scared. What they say, do it, but do it afraid, if you know what I mean. So with us looking at the unseen, what is it that's unseen that you need to see? It would be that you just need to step forward. It's just that you need to have the courage to just take a journey, to just step to, to just take one step in the direction that you want to go. And then, see how that works out, and then take the next step, and see how that works out, and then take the next step. Baby step your way to your success. And then that's how you flip this cycle around, and you can end up on the top of your mountain. All right. So your wisdom card says, time for a nap. Time for a nap. And I'm familiar with this card because it talks about resting. It talks about going into your quiet space. Let me read it and then I'll expand upon that in just a second. So time for a nap says rest, rejuvenation, and renewal, temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your list, your goals, and your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. So this card, though a lot of times it appears when it's time to, like I said, it's time for nap, time to take a rest, time to not act. I'm going to add to that. I think for you all, it's not so much about not taking action it's about letting your mind rest from all the worries, all the concerns, all the what ifs. Well, what if I do this and this happens? But what if I do this and this happens? What if I do that and that happens? You know what I mean? That's keeping you stuck in the in-between. So letting your mind rest and actually letting your mind focus more on what you actually want in life, instead of on how you're going to get there, how is it going to happen, how can you make it happen, how can you get the money, you know what I'm saying, to make it happen, how can you do blah, 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 right? So time for a nap, in my opinion, time for a nap as it relates to this particular reading, this time, is really allowing your mind to rest from those fears and those worries that keep you stuck in the in-between. All right. So letting your mind rest from those worries that keep you stuck in the in-between, so you can move from your lower level to a higher level. And you do that by, not by having all of the information, but by like being the fool, just taking one step at a time and having the courage to do so. Allow your dreams, like Take a Nap said, allow your dreams to rise to the surface. Allow your imagination, your innermost desires to rise to the surface. Play with those in your mind. Scorpio season is a magical season. It really is. It is the sign of the alchemist, of being able to transform lead into gold, right? To be able to transform from a lower level to a higher level. All right. So you want to maximize the energy of this season. It doesn't matter what sign you are, you're in Scorpio season. So that is the lesson that Scorpio has for you at this time. And in order to do so, you transform. What makes Scorpio energy so magical is that it gives us the power to make changes and transformation and to manifest big, not because we knew everything to do, but because we just believed. Just because we believed and we had faith enough to do it. And we didn't care what was in the way, what was blocking. We were like the fool, and we took one step at a time towards our dreams. All right. So that is the wisdom that I have for you all this week, is to, to step out of the what you can't see doesn't even matter. As long as what you can see in your imagination, you have the courage to start walking towards it. And that's how you get unstuck. That's how you break the chains. That's how you break free from anything that you feel is keeping you in some repetitive cycle that you want to get out of. All right. You have the power to do so. All right. So that is your reading for this week, October 27th through November 1st. So make sure, if you're watching this on or before Monday, October 28th, that you comment your card selections below so you can be in the running to win our October giveaway, which will be announced next week. Click the link below to book a personal reading, to get the magic of self-love, and to leave a love offering. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you all for watching. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. And until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. All right, so y'all, greetings and welcome to the results for card group number 3. I will quickly go over the announcements in case you were one of the ones who used the timestamp below to skip ahead. Make sure that you go all the way back to the beginning of this video and listen to my opening intuitive message, because what I talked about in there, as far as us being in Scorpio season and also having this new moon in the sign of Scorpio on the 27th, will greatly apply to this, to your results. It will help you have a deeper understanding of that. Also, make sure you click the link below to book a personal reading and to get my book, The Magic of Self-Love, and to leave a love offering, also known as a donation. If this reading has benefited you in any kind of way, I greatly appreciate that. Also, if you're watching this on or before Monday, October 28th, comment your card selection in the comment section below. Thank you to everyone who's already commented on Instagram and Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can also comment below in order to be in the running to win our October giveaway, which will be announced next week, y'all. Next week is a results week, so you want to make sure you get your name in the hat. All right, so the stone that we have on top of here is called a howlite. Howlite. And this stone is... it helps you to really see yourself truly. If you've been hiding any parts of yourself, allowing yourself to play it small, or even wearing a mask for other people, Howlite helps you to really see yourself for who you are, and to really honor who you really are and appreciate who you truly are. And with that, then it helps you to then tackle your ambitions. You know, a lot of times we are going for things that aren't really in line with our purpose because it sounds good, it looks good on other people, and so we wear the mask in order to then also obtain those things. But Howlight is like, no, boo, who are you really? You know what I mean? Who are you really? Because you got your own purpose and your own ambitions, you know, that you need to go for in life. And then also helps to transmute feelings of anger into higher energy. So that is what Howlight is all about. And with us being in Scorpio season, Scorpio is about going into the darkest parts of yourself, you know, and not being afraid to do so, to go into your deepest, darkest, truest nature, your truest intention, your truest desires, even. So you want to, if you want to know more about this stone Howlite, Howlite, Google Howlite. So the card on top of here is from my Goddess Energy deck. I don't know what goddess is here until I flip it over. So some of the goddesses I'm familiar with and some I am still learning about. So I will give my own intuitive feeling about what this goddess's message is for you. But I will also read the information that comes with the card. And remember, this week, October 27th through November 1st, we are looking at the unseen. What is unseen that you need to see? What do you most need to know and do, you know, as it relates to what is unseen, and pulling that in so that you can see it and then know what to do. All right. So the goddess that has appeared, wow. The goddess that has appeared for you all this week actually is Mary. And I have to make this disclaimer just in case whoever's watching, you're like, she ain't a goddess. This deck really is just really about the feminine energy. All of the, not all of them, but a good number of the feminine goddesses, historical figures, women in our stories, whose stories can connect to our stories. All right. So I'll just leave it there and you can do what you will with that. But, and so Mary, in the Christian faith is the mother of Jesus. She is the, every time I see this card, I'm like, why they make her look kind of old? Because, you know, Mary, she was like a teenager, according to the story. But anywho, Mary, you know, the mother of Jesus, according to the story, had conceived Jesus immaculately, right? Being untouched by a man. She was a virgin, according to the story. And so it was just between her and God. You know, she was basically impregnated by the Holy Spirit, and she gave birth to Jesus, who in the Christian faith is known as the Son of God. In other faiths, he's known as a great prophet. And so this particular woman here, this particular Mary is represents that that virginal aspect of all of us, that untouched aspect of all of us that is yearning to bring forth something great, something bigger than ourselves. Remember, with us being in Scorpio season, it really is about going into that unseen, hidden, dark parts of ourselves, the parts that, you know, we don't show, we don't want people to see, the parts of ourselves that we've, like this stone Howlite said, we've worn the mask about, and uncovering that mask. And a part of her story, Mary's story, is that, you know, when she knew that she was pregnant and she thought that she would be persecuted for having what some people would believe was sex out of marriage, out of wedlock, you know, she had to kind of keep that secret to herself. And, you know, but it was that deepest, darkest secret that ended up becoming, you know, this great man was born, you know, this great child was born, from her, from what she kept from what she had to keep hidden and from what she had to keep secret from others, so that it wouldn't be aborted, also so that she wouldn't be killed in the process, so that she could bring forth something great. So let me actually read what this card, the message that comes with this card. I will read the empowerment message, and then I will also read the alignment message, which tells you what to do in case you get out of alignment with the empowerment message. All right. So the empowerment message says, the Christian goddess Mary, Mother of Miracles, has come to celebrate with you today. She is here to remind you of all the amazing wonders that are everywhere in your life right now. Look around you, especially at all of the synchronistic events that have already taken place. Ever since you were born, events and opportunities have come together to support you, guide you, show you love, and present the world as you see it. Look closely and see the hand of the divine working on your behalf. You are a powerful co-creator, and so you are responsible and accountable for the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that seed your field of dreams. Remember, miracles are uncanny evidence that from the invisible world, life springs into form without any reasonable cause for the effect. Mary gave birth as the great goddess was shown to do long before the Christian myth of Mary became real. She too proved herself to be the very essence of creation itself. In this moment, Mary reminds you of those miracles that you too can call into being. You don't need a cause or any evidential fact or calculation to believe and then see that miracle rise up in the conditions of your life. When Mary appears, you are reminded that you will never run out of miracles. And it's so interesting that's very powerful, because it's so interesting, again, with us being in Scorpio season, and Scorpio being the sign of the alchemist, the sign of magic, the sign of the magician, the sign of, when I say all of this, I really need you to think with an open mind. It's the sign of being able to transform what is into something totally brand new, seemingly by magic. Being able to manifest, big or small, seemingly by magic. So, when Mary appears, she represents that same kind of energy, even though it's called here miracles, right? But a miracle is just something that you can't understand how it happened, but it happened. You can't understand how the breakthrough happened, but it occurred. Like, you can't give any scientific evidence as to how it occurred or what made it happen, but it occurred anyway. And that's what makes it like a miracle. And that's what this season is all about. Scorpio sometimes gets its reputation from its lower energy, which is dark in a bad way, and jealousy and envy. But really it is in the darkness, the good kind of darkness, meaning the hidden spaces of ourselves, the hidden spaces in our womb, whether you're a man or woman, the parts of you that is deep within, that's waiting to be manifested. It's in those deepest, darkest crevices of yourself that you will actually manifest from, that the miracles of your life will be born from. All right. So let me read the alignment message. The alignment message says, have you stopped believing in miracles? Do you think they are only for others, or doubted their existence? Could it be you've been reading and watching the news too often and so finding yourself feeling powerless and despondent? Or has the dry spell of your life gone on so long you even stopped looking for water? Have no fear, for the goddess Mary, Mother of Miracles, has a message for you. This is all about your mindset. This moment is an opportunity to turn things around, and it begins with your thinking. What if you remembered that your repeated thoughts, feelings, and beliefs call the world into form? What if you recommitted to your co-creative partnership with the divine, and from there chose another way to experience your life? You have the power of Mary, the Mother of Miracles, running through your veins. She did not need the seed of man from outside her to give birth to a miracle. In the same way, you don't need your outer world to change first. You don't need someone to rescue you, to love you, or take you away. You are the one you've been waiting for. You need only choose how you will respond to your current reality and focus on a day at a time in service to the miracle of life. What is for you has its own divine timetable. Your alignment task is to remember that. Wow. So your alignment task is to remember that what is for you is for you. So there's no need to be jealous, envious, frustrated, annoyed because things aren't happening as quickly as you would like to happen. What you can control, which are your thoughts, your words, how you think, and how you act. You can't control what's outside of you. You can only control yourself. And it's through controlling yourself, through staying at the elevated energy that Scorpio has for us, which is being committed to transformation and change, and being open to the miracles that can happen, that those miracles actually will happen in your life. All right. So keep your vibration high. Stay on the higher end of your vibration. And it's through that you allow yourself to be open to the good that you have been wanting to see manifested in your life. All right. So the cards that you have here, the card on the bottom is your general wisdom energy, perhaps where you are now. The card that crosses it lets you know what can help or hinder that energy there. Okay. Wow. So you got the world, and it is crossed by the sun. The world crossed by the sun. All right, so the world is a card of completion, is a card of endings to a certain degree, because it's a card that lets us know that you've done all you can. You've done all you can on the level that you are currently on, and now it's time to elevate and to move forward. This card oftentimes kind of like represents like when you're graduating, you know what I mean? If you think about like when you graduate, you have completed all of the coursework, all of the requirements, and now you are eligible to move forward. And so you are kind of in this not stuck place, but you are kind of, you know that feeling like right before you graduate high school, it's like, gosh, you're so ready to move forward, but there's also this excitement about what is to come. And so when I see the world card, I know that it's time to celebrate. I know that it is time to look at your accomplishments so far and to celebrate them. Even with us being in Scorpio season, and Scorpio being even the symbol, a sign of death, right? Celebrate what is gone. Celebrate what has left your life. Celebrate even if it was sad, even if it, was something that was, heartbreaking to you, celebrate that whatever good from that experience, you obtained it, and now it's time to move on. Now it's time to move forward. So celebrate your accomplishments, celebrate what you have. Even the challenges that you have gone through, that you overcame. And sometimes we overlook our challenges because we just say, oh, that little thing or that little thing. But no, I don't care how big or how small the challenge was. If you got through it, you got over it, if you got around it, whatever, acknowledge that, celebrate it. Even if it's that, you wanted to cuss somebody out and you chose not to, and you chose to elevate, you celebrate that. Like, celebrate how you've grown. Celebrate how you have expanded. Celebrate how you have elevated so far. But also know that now, just like on this card, she's got a butterfly wings. Now it's time for you to fly. It's time for you to soar to your next level, to the next thing. And so show gratitude for where you have been and what you have accomplished and what you have overcome. But also begin to anticipate with excitement and joy, your next phase and your next level. What's crossing it is the sun. And the sun is a card of yes. The sun is a card of joy, of contentment, of happiness, of just being able to breathe deeply with pure abandon and pure joy and contentment and happiness and love and purity, and just pure, even with it having children on here, that purity of a child, you know what I mean, with that not having all of the cares of the world on your mind, but just having the purity of a child. And so on one hand, it's like I'm feeling some of you are elevating. You're moving on, you're graduating to your next level, and you're entering into your next level like a child, right? Because where you're going, you've never been before. What you're manifesting and what you're creating in your life, perhaps you've never done this before. Or the opportunities that are coming your way, or how you were growing or how you were changing, you've never done this before. So you will be like a child on your next level, but like a child, and it's funny y'all got married because, like Jesus, the baby Jesus, and even in some of his messages, he talked about, being like a child, being lighthearted. And so, for a lot of you, it's time to, to be lighthearted, to allow yourself to be carefree, to allow yourself to enter into this next level and this next phase of your life with pure joy and contentment, and to wish the past well, and to thank the past for all of the lessons that it gave you. The people maybe who were once in your life who are no longer there, even the people who are still there, you know what I mean? Like, thank them for, all of the lessons that you learned, and to take those lessons and to move forward into your next level. Because again, this week we're looking at the unseen, what is unseen that you need to be aware of. And so for many of you, what is unseen perhaps is that your next level is on the way. Like, you are really about to step into a new level of life that you've never experienced, a new kind of joy, a new kind of happiness, or giving birth to something that's purely from the heart, like these children, you know what I mean? Like, it's purely from a place of joy, and so you have to really guard your heart and protect your heart, because it will be out of what's in your heart that you'll step into this next level, and you'll be able to welcome in all of the good that is indeed waiting for you. But bless the past, bless the challenges that you've gone through. Graduate from this level with, Scorpio is, that card of death and transformation. It is about laying some things down and surrendering. And so with this being the world, and the world card is the last card of the tarot deck. It is like an end, but a good end. You ever read a really good book and you read that last line of that last chapter and you just kind of close the book like, wow, that was great. Or a really great movie, and that last scene of the movie just ends on a high note, right? And you're like, wow, that was awesome. That was really, that was good, and now it's on to the next book. You know what I mean? So, really look at your life, your past, your circumstances, the things that you've gone through, and give thanks for them, and take the lessons that you learn into your next level, because it looks like your next level is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. So let's see what your wisdom card says. Message in a bottle. Wow. Message in a bottle. I know that usually comes when you got to start paying attention to what your intuition and what spirit is speaking to you. So let's see what message in a bottle has to say. Message in a bottle. Communication. A sign. Claydon, the ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today, your message is this: Spirit hears you and the reply is favorable. Wow, that's dope. All right, so, all of your prayers are being answered. All of your requests have been heard. And the miracles in the way for you are being opened. But it's important, like Message in a Bottle says, that, you know, because we all tend to doubt sometimes, right? But it's like, just like with the story of Mary, it's like the angel came to her and was like, you know, look, hey, yeah, I know you got this baby in you from spirit, from the Holy Spirit. And you're afraid, but it's all right, because it's going to be all right. You know what I mean? And so likewise, some of you need to pay attention, because Spirit may speak to you sometime this week, and it may come as a sign, like the message said, like a sign on a truck, or a message, you know, a song on the radio. It could be a commercial. It could be somebody just saying something in passing that confirms that everything is going to be all right. You know, that everything is fine. You've grown, you've elevated so well. It's time to bless your story, your past, with gratitude, and because, you know, you're on to even better and greater things. So, you know, you may get confirmation on that, and perhaps this reading right here is all the confirmation that you need. And with us being in Scorpio season, one of the most magical signs of the zodiac, the sign that encourages us all to tap into our own inner magic, this is the time to really trust yourself, to trust your intuition, to trust your gut, you know, to not delve into the lower energy of Scorpio, which is fear and frustration and suspicion and all of that kind of stuff, but to tap into the higher side of Scorpio, which is all about transformation, so that you can elevate, you know, and having the power to always transform your life. You always have the power to elevate. You always have the power to bring about the changes and the desires that you want from your life. All right. So that is y'all's message. You know, I feel I said enough. So I hope that you all received it. So that is your message for this week, October 27th through November 1st. Make sure that you comment your card selections down below, as next week's reading will be a reveal reading. So I will reveal our October winner giveaway. Make sure you click the link below to book a personal reading, to get my book, The Magic of Self-Love, and to leave a love offering, also known as a donation. Also, make sure you go back and listen to the opening intuitive message that I did at the very beginning of this entire video. And you can actually check the timestamp down below to see where that kicks in. And because a lot of that will help you to have a deeper awareness and understanding of your results here. All right. So that is it for your reading this week. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. And until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. All right, so thank you all for watching the reading for this week for October 27th through November 1st. If you are watching this on or before October 28th, Monday, October 28th, make sure you comment your card selections below, as next week I will be doing our October giveaway. So that's how you get your name in the giveaway hat. Also, click the link below to book a personal reading, to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, to get my book, The Magic of Self-Love, and to leave a love offering, also known as a donation. Until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. I truly appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in this week. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.